Good evening, this is your Psychic LG reporting for the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. I'm a little earlier than usual tonight as it's Christmas Eve, guys. And we are going to look into the crystal ball for you for 2024 to see what's in store ahead for this globe. And it is 10:26 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour. Good evening, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hiya, Nettie. Hiya, Teresa. Believe I'm live on YouTube too. Hiya, Owen. Merry Christmas, everybody. Wookie Bear and Wendy. Hiya, Marilyn. I'll wait for everybody to come on. How are you all doing? I want to say good morning to everybody in Australia and ahead of our UK time. Merry Christmas to you all. Good afternoon and good evening to everybody around the world. We are going to delve deep tonight. And I've just took my turkey out the oven. I always cook it the night before. I'll have to hide it from them kitty cats, won't I, guys? How are you all doing? It's been stormy over here in the north of the UK. Quite stormy. Is it warm in Australia at the east coast there, Wendy? So apologies I haven't been on all week, guys. I've just been so busy. What a week, guys. What a week. And I just thought it was nice to come on to give you a quick catch up to say Merry Christmas. And I'll be on Boxing Day. We're going to have the big show on Boxing Day night, 11 p.m. UK time. But I thought, you know what? I'm coming on. I may as well scry for you and see what's going on. It's crazy, the wind, isn't it? In the West Yorks, is it bad down there as well? How you all doing? Are you stress-free to the ones who haven't hit into the Christmas day yet? Are you stress-free? Have you got everything done? Hi there, Beverly and North Shields, just up the road for me. Are you all done for the night? I've even pre-cooked my roasties for tomorrow. It's so bad, the wind, isn't it? I know, I was worried about my fence. I thought the roof was going to blow off as well. Hiya there, Lee. Happy Christmas. London's not bad. It's wild up here in the north. It's that bad. It's like, you know, you expect Dorothy and Toto to be flying through the sky. It's that windy. Christmas morning chilly here. Wendy, where are you? Are you in Australia? So mum to all. Yes, all presents ready. Pre-cooked my roasties. You done the same? And put turkey on. All right, I don't trust the timer. I just do it before I go to bed and I cover it with foil. It is wild out there, guys. And it's so creepy. It will be extremely windy in Scotland. I thought it was going to be snowy there, Rick. In Quebec. So, I've got my crystal ball. She's been in the garden all day. And I thought I'll scry and I'll look into to see what's ahead for 2024. Because there's so much crazy stuff happening. And I thought, you know what, let's do some delving tonight. You've done a nut roast. That sounds nice. Oh, it saves time tomorrow when you prep stuff, doesn't it? Sounds lovely, a nut roast. I presume it's for vegetarians. Okay, and for new people coming in, we'll do some healing, because I know that a lot of people are suffering. You know, a lot of people are worried. I've seen a lot of people this week who've been suffering with grief, and they've come to see us personally for medium readings. There's so much grief about, guys, and you know, Christmas can be a very happy time, but it can also be a very sad time, and especially with everything what's going on in the world at the moment. Oh, you like my sweater there, Michelle? Thank you. It just says Merry Christmas. Holidays make it harder, don't it? You know, horrible things happening with kids getting blown up in Gaza, and it's just horrible. And I just feel things are about to erupt. I want to say things are about to erupt into 2024. It certainly is blowing in a hooligan out there, teeny bash. And yeah, prayers for depression. So anybody who needs healing or is worried or down for yourself or any persons or animals, pets, absolutely anything, you can write the name in the comments section. You can do it in your in the stream or afterwards in the chat, and you will receive the healing and the protection and the prayers. Merry Christmas in Queensland, Australia. What time is it over there in Australia now? Lee Gurko, oh bless you. Worst Christmas time in my 66 years. I had to cancel it. I'm so sorry about that, Lee. There's a lot of people suffering at the moment. So let's start. Let's get my bell. Remember, this is just going to be a short one. Well, a short one might not be for other ones. I'll do about an hour tonight, okay? Just thought I would come on and say Merry Christmas. I tried to get my baby shams, guys, from the supermarket, and they didn't have them. I don't know if they've stopped making them. I was quite miffed. I like a little baby sham at Christmas. Okay. So sit back and relax. And let's start. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra, to come forth to give us healing, protection, true answers. Anybody who would like to come forth from the angel realm, the fairy elementals, the animal kingdom, the spirit world, to give us true answers tonight in the healing and the protection and the prayers. May everybody who is suffering on this planet tonight find comfort. And we send protection out to all the innocent children and the animals and the elderly and the sick and the homeless and our troops. With love and light, love and light, love and light. are not to forget mental health and people who are suffering with cancer or long-term illnesses, and people who are ready to transition over to the spirit world, and people who are grieving. With love and light, love and light, love and light, this circle of light is casted. Amen. Hello there. And big thank you, big thumbs up to my moderators, keeping both forums safe. And yeah. Well, over here in the UK, it's 25 to 11, like just after 10:30. So it's Christmas Eve still. And hiya, Sue. Nice to see you. Are you sorted for Christmas? Oh yeah, even animals will receive the healing as well. So I'm going to look into world events. I'm going to look into... You can't ask the crystal ball questions. I will pull some cards out on the Icelandic volcano in other situations around the world. Okay? So sit back and relax. And thank you for all the new subscribers on Twitch. And if you're not on Twitch, head over. It's a great forum. Normally I just do this on a Sunday night. With it being Christmas Eve, I had to multi-stream, guys. I had to come on and say hi to everybody on YouTube as well, because I haven't done much videos over the last week or so. And a big thank you to beautiful presents that people have been sending us. I believe it's Marilyn who sent us this amazing... Oh my God, it was like a music box, and it was a gorgeous soap. I'd love to know where she got it from. It was from the States. So creamy, this soap, and just beautiful gifts. Thank you so much. I really appreciate them. And I felt the love with that beautiful silk pillowcase. I felt the love. I hope she's listening. And just beautiful things that you've sent us from around the world. It means a lot. It really does. I'm just reading your comments here. It is Miss Scrappity. Does anybody feel there's something huge going to happen this week? It's like a cauldron ready to boil over. That is so true. Mind you, it's full moon, isn't it? And it's been Mercury in retrograde. I was still in it. It's just all very heavy. All very heavy. I felt it, the solstice, it felt very dark. And I felt quite emotional, guys. I don't know about you guys, but I was watching, what was it? And I've never seen it before, and it's been out for ages. The Chosen. Has anybody seen The Chosen with Jesus Christ? Yeah, I was sitting blaring my eyes out. I thought, my goodness me. It really got to us. Has anybody seen that? Emotional, hasn't it? Maybe it's part of the solstices that we cleanse and we heal old wounds, that type of thing. Oh, I definitely recommend Thelma to watch it. You can watch parts of it on YouTube as well. Hello there, Teddy. Yeah, the Passion of Christ. Yes. A lot of people have been suffering with anxiety. The Chosen's good, isn't it? Really good. And the guy who plays the part, God, he's so amazing. Definitely recommend if you haven't seen it. Right, let's get cracking. You feel like a waterfall watching that film. Okay, cokey. Let's see what the crystal ball has to say. Now, remember, I can't ask her questions. I just do the scrying, and then I'll pull some cards out on situations. May peace be with you all. I'm getting that saying, get ready to rumble. Get ready to rumble. My good God, 2024, guys. I feel it's just going to be explosive. I really, really do. It's funny. I'm seeing fingerprints. Now, I know they are bringing out, it's facial ID for driving licenses now and all that type of thing. So, I did say at the beginning of the year that it's going to come on leaps and bounds, all of this artificial intelligence. And they're going to, pull it in, all the futuristic stuff. But they're going to bring a lot of stuff in which is going to cause restrictions for it. Some people won't like it. Some people will go along with it. But it's the new world, what's coming in. It's all to do with AI. But it's like I'm seeing face recognition, fingerprints. It might have something to do with passports as well, not just driving licenses and that type of thing. And there's two ways you can look at this. You can look at it like, it's taken away our privacy and it's not good. But on the other, it will stop criminals. It's just, this is the way it's going. And this is what I predict what's coming in. It's going to be the rise. It's been the rise of, the lunatics, which have been blowing up different countries, and the fall. Listen to me, it's going to be the rise, then the fall. And I believe that there's a lot of change to take place with different leaders. All right. What I'm feeling very strongly is the faces that I'm seeing bouncing out of this crystal ball is Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu. Am I pronouncing that right? Hello, Marilyn. Zelensky and Biden. Okay. I'm also seeing that there's also going to be massive changes to come in with the UK, with Rishi Sunak. It's about to be a storm, guys. I've just seen trucks again. I did say that there would be blocks on trade, and I do believe that we need to, that's just happened with the Suez Canal again, where they were blocking. There's more blocks to come, and I want to say prep, guys, and I'm not saying this to panic buy, but I do feel that we need to prep. There could be food shortages, as I'm saying, very strong as I'm looking into this crystal ball. But yeah, all of them names that I gave you, I feel there's going to be big news coming in around them. Maybe he's exiting or changing. And I'm also seeing Trudeau. I'm getting the 21st, the 1st, the 9th. Now that could be, I'm getting the 12th as well, and the 27th. Big news coming out with them dates. And the 10th and the 7th and the 1st. So 1st could be January, or it could be the 1st of the month. So keep a hold of them numbers, and it doesn't mean it's January. I normally look on no more than 2 years, but I feel it's as if it's within 6 months I'm seeing this. Okay. I'll have to get Clarissa. She's put, Sadie Khan, what is in store for that? Right, what I'll do is I'll get the cards out and I'll ask the questions. All right, so reminders on later. I'll just do the scrying first, because I want to know that as well. Okie dokie, that's my cooker was just cooling down. I don't know if you were hearing a shush and it's just stopped there. Where there's been a lot of stuff what's been compressed and held back from where it's about to come out. It's about to come out. And sometimes you just have to let the criminals go so far to expose themselves. To walk into that trap. It's the only way I can describe it, to walk into the trap. And I'm talking about politics, and not just American politics, I'm talking about British politics and global politics. The veil is thin, so everything is being exposed there. As you know, they had recently, they had banned in, where was it? Donald Trump. They had banned him somewhere for running. I mean, I'm not a one who is clued up on the laws over there, but I would have thought that you would have to be convicted for doing something before they could do that, Colorado. So is that not unconstitutional? You have to comment on the link what you think of that, because I think it is. I thought you would have to be convicted. Yeah? So I believe that there'll be massive changes and it will hit another court. And I do believe that it should get stopped, whatever it is that they're trying to do. It's just a lot of criminal stuff is happening. But you've got to look like who was on that court, who was on that boardroom, who was making that decision. Were they all Democrats? Because I believe there would have been, wouldn't there, to do that? How corrupt's that? Whose ringing is? Oh, I can't answer the phone now. Eh. 2 minutes, guys. I think I'm going to have to bring a friend back later. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. I think the veil's thin and I think people are going a little bit crazy. Do you guys? Let's switch that phone off. Okay. Now, what was I saying before I was rudely interrupted there? Yes, so I think that we're waiting for something to happen, but I think that it's going to affect economy. It's going to affect food. And, I was mentioning about Trump, wasn't I? I just think that there's a big spin on it, right? So if people who support him or follow him or on that side of the political spectrum, don't worry about it, because I just feel it's as if that's going to spin around and change. All right? Because the truth always comes out in the end. And there's so much hatred out there at the moment. And there's so much hatred bots being chucked at him. And I just think it's awfully, what's the word? Not nice when it looks a bit like a kangaroo sort of court, when it's just all one side who is against that side, the opposite side, who made the decision. It's just not nice. It's just not nice. So watch for changes coming in there. And I do believe that I see where there's a lot of restrictions for him, I see green for go. So there'll be a lot of changes there to come for him. But it's going to get worse, guys, before it gets better. So what we need to do is we need to prep. There could be restrictions. It's coming in very, very strong to do with, what's the word? There's going to be restrictions, and it's to do with food. So do prep. And also I feel that there could be problems there to do with cyber. It's coming in very strong. Not everybody can afford a generator. I've got a little petrol one. They're not the best. I've been looking at the solar ones, which are the business, the solar ones. That's the way forward. But they're expensive, guys. But all we can do is our best. All right? I've prepped our food prepped. Food is so expensive. All you can do is your best. But there's no point. And I was watching a prepper on YouTube last night. She's quite a good prepper, actually. She's a Scottish woman. If I find the link, I'll link it in the video afterwards, after this stream. And I think she's called Prime of Midlife or something like that. She's really good. And she said, was a good point she made, was that don't buy things if you're not going to eat them. Only buy what you want. Do you know what I mean? What you would use. And it's so true. Because there's loads of advice out there about prepping, but there's no point saying, for example, buying a load of nuts if you don't like nuts. Only buy what's best for you. And it's true that, because then it'll never get eaten. Does that make sense? So I just think that we just need to, prepping can be expensive, so start now. Even if you're buying, if you're going shopping after the Christmas, just get like an extra bag of rice, or it's something. Do you know what I mean? And you can get the little camping cookers. You can get them for 40 quid on Amazon, the little gas canisters. If you don't have any sort of way of means to cook, if everything goes off the electric, because there's a lot of worry in the UK alone, because we're nearly all electric houses. But I do predict that there's going to be intermittent power cuts. Let's hope it doesn't happen over the Christmas. And if we do get them, it's very, very short. Because we've got to think of the old people, and the vulnerable people. Yeah, there's cheap shops on Facebook, isn't there, and stuff like that, and eBay. So shop about, guys. I got a Cala gas heater for 54 quid. I had to put the bloody thing together, but I've got it. But it's something. Do you know what I mean? So you just gotta be savvy, right? Because I think it's going to be a strange year, 2024, especially running up to the election. Daisy Buttercups in the UK, you can get the cans for 99p at Home Bargain. Oh, yeah. So we'll be all right. Do you know what I mean? I just think that you've got to understand this is a gold war. This is a money war. It's all these elitists all fighting against each other about who's going to be kingpin for the world leader and all of this. It's all about greed and money. But like I've always said, there's something what's hiding something else. Yeah. And it's like that dark underworld, of all the illegal stuff what's been going on. But there's no way everything's just going to clean up overnight. This AI world coming in is going to stop a lot of stuff. I've talked about this before. So when they knew this was coming in, it's been all held back from it. Because I actually don't believe we're in 2023, and I know that might sound wacky. I do believe that we are ahead of the time, and they've just held us back with all the technology as well. You have to question everything that's been told to it. And it is what Tinkerbell's put here. It's a war between good and evil. It really, really is. But I just think that where there's been things what's been held back, there's going to be an influx of stuff to come in, and that's going to change everything. It's going to stop the criminals as well, which has been going on the borders and stuff like that. And a lot of this is to why these wars have been taking place. It's a gold war. And I believe China has just recently, don't quote us, you'd have to check it out. China has just recently announced that they want to go gold back. So, we just have to understand that there's a shift going on at the moment. Yeah, but the majority of folk, if things go down, can't go and buy a year's supply of food, or can't go and have a load of money in the house. And I understand that. Don't forget, I'm working with people 24/7, normal people on the streets, people who can't go out and buy loads of silver or gold. Not everybody can do that. Okay? But it will be all right. You haven't got to panic. But there is a lot of restrictions to come in for 2024. They're gonna do stuff to passports. Chips is gonna come in. I say the chip. Okay, people are going to be opting for this, or they're going to be talking about it. I would say it's going to get very woo-woo and crazy running up before March, April. And I see a lot of court situations to come. Now, that could be on the political front to do with around Trump, so possibly watch for that, right? But there's going to be a twist with this. I've always said it's like chess. But as all that's happening, there's going to be ructions on to take place in Parliament. And I see Macron making a huge announcement. As all this is going on, we are all ascending. And Mother Gaia, she's a conscious being, you know, and she's getting rid of our rubbish. Yeah. So some of this stuff is natural and some of this stuff isn't natural. But I believe that the Icelandic, there's platelets shifting, there's things shifting there. Let me see what I can see. The Icelandic thing is one of many. There's actually some disruption to take place around the China area. I want to see the shorelines. I don't know why I'm getting the shorelines, the sea, the China Sea. And I'm also very drawn to Iran. These could be earthquakes to take place. And Turkey's still not out of the woods yet. There's an uprising of the Turkish people. And could have something to do with what's been going on with Israel and Iran. So there's going to be somebody stepping in there, and old laws are going to be brought back from the past. Old laws are going to be brought back from the past. Oh yes, Mum to All said in Twitch, I bought a small battery radio. It's all you need. Why have I lost the chat on YouTube? Let me refresh the chat. I've got my old ghetto blaster, guys. From the 80s. Just need to stick some big fat batteries in it. Where is gone? I've lost the chat, guys. Are you still there? Oh, yeah. Must have been a glitch. Old law, Louise, common law. You have a crank radio. No, it was me. It just had gone off. I had lost yous. I've got yous back on now, Snow Owl. Let's get a coffee. I've got, one of them great big ghetto blasters that are about that big. And you go back a long time, when I used to walk around with me bloody leg warmers on and my hairband and thinking I was somebody from Fame. Listening to that type of music. I've still got it. It's in the cupboard. Sometimes I use it. Because I've got the old-fashioned tapes. I've got some, the old-fashioned cassette tapes. And I've got all the country and western. And I like listening to that when I'm cooking sometimes. And Zizi, my little cat, she loves Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. So I quite often play that in here for them now. You have the old radio as well? Now, the old radio, is there? We'll be fine. I just think that there's massive changes to come. Okay. So watch for events after events. Remember the Phoenix Lights? Was that when there was a sighting of all the different UFOs? I'm seeing something like that again, guys, to come. It's an event. It's something, and it's quite big. It's got lots of lights in the sky. Watch the skies. Watch the skies. I do believe that they're already here. I recently was it last week? I had an encounter. Was a disc above my house. And I got a little bit scared, actually. But sometimes you don't know who's flying them, I'm not saying it was extraterrestrials flying. It could have been secret military. You just never know. Because this far advanced technology, they've held it back from it. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of sightings here. I'm getting very Star Trek like a Star Trek energy tonight. I'll have to pull some cards, but to see if there's going to be disclosure, I'm not so sure on that, but there's going to be a lot of sightings. I've always felt it was going to be individual sightings with small clusters of people or towns or villages. You know, it wasn't going to be like a full global thing. And but I would say what is coming in global is food shortage. I just feel it's blocked and it's stopped. It's like a strategy plan. Somebody's behind this. But then Australia is manoeuvring in. And I'm very drawn to Malaysia tonight. I think I've had that before. But they're going to help with the trade. Japan is very, very protected. I feel Japan's on some sort of ley line, but there will be crazy earthquakes. The big one could come. I've always talked about the big one. I know there's a fault line what runs through the US, isn't there? But it's more like rumbles, guys. But I am very drawn around the LA area, Louisiana, East Coast, something to do with under the ocean. I think if there's going to be anything we will experience and witness over the next couple of years, that there will be in some form of earthquake in the US, but it's more under the ocean what's going to cause more the catastrophic change. But I feel like I need to send healing to Gaia to keep her calm, you know. She's lots of fracking. I don't know why I'm getting that. Changing coming in. Problems with fracking. It's coming in very, very strong. That's oil, isn't it? And I see the native people standing up in the US in making a stand. I see them marching. Sometimes I can read a year out, you know. I could be looking into the summer, but there's going to be, they look like Native American, Indian guys, you know. Yeah, Native Americans. In the, it's something about their land, or remember we're all healing, so it could be that they're getting annoyed and that's part of their ancestral root of their karma for their healing. So everybody is healing their ancestral roots. It says fracking here, and it's coming out, or there's going to be something about oil or fracking. So there's a massive change happening, and so the elites, the people at the top, know this is happening. And it's like there's events what take place. Sometimes they allow these events to happen to then use that excuse to make that change. Okay. Structures in the sea. They look like it's something I've never seen before, guys. You know, like you've got oil. It's not like that. These look very futuristic. Futuristic towers coming out of the sea. Lots of metal. It's crazy sometimes what I see. So again, I could be reading a year out. So possibly watch for that. Right, this is random what's coming in. Some well-known couple, there's going to be announcement of a divorce. All right, so I don't know who that is. And I'm also feeling there's going to be big news with King Charles into 2024. All right. We need to stay vigilant. And I've said this for a while. And I've always said that I can see terrorism and it's across world headlines. So it's about staying vigilant. It's not about living in fear, but someone's just asked there in the comment section, will there be any shootings in that? And it's possible, yes. O-A-M. I don't know if these are towns or states. Big changes to come in around New York. So I'm going into Manhattan, New York. I'm seeing them that they're talking about Trump on the television, and it's like they're talking about prison, or they're talking about trying to get him into prison. But there's a big spin on this, guys. There's a massive change on this. Round about the time there's going to be some big news to do with the two men, a dark-haired guy, two dark-haired men. And I'm also getting Rudy Giuliani very strong here as well. Watch for big news coming in with him. There's also a woman to come in and to make an announcement. And what I'm being shown here is lies, scandal, threats, okay, huge scandal to come. Lies, scandal, threats. This woman's been threatened, or she's telling a story. And it's just going to bring a huge spin on everything. Round about the time there's going to be some big news, huge news to do in the Middle East. And then I'm seeing an Arab man. I don't know if it's royalty, or there's going to be some big news to do with the well-known Arab man, all happening at the same time. Announcements will be given from Kim Jong-un in tragedy to take place. And I'm very drawn, I'm not sure if it's China, a border, or I'm looking at Korea. I see lots of fallen rubble in water, but I see a lot of dust. UN will step in before they leave. Before they leave. Don't know what that means. Yeah, Rudy Giuliani filed for bankruptcy protection of a $148 million judgment. My God, how much money do these guys have? Bloody hell. 148 million. God. Shocking, isn't it? Okay. The list. Let me get a drink. The list to be revealed. The list will be revealed. What has been held back. All the distractions, the list will be revealed. That's going to be interesting. 58 million, that lawyer. Wow. Shocking, isn't it? Oh, he does not have that much money they're trying to destroy, but I'm seeing it's a lot of figures they're using, a lot of money, isn't it? Watch for a woman coming forward. Now, I don't know if this is Sidney Powell or this is somebody else, but I am getting Sidney Powell jumping out of this crystal ball as well. So maybe there's some big news coming out with her as well. There's just been a massive quake in Israel, has there? I just think Mother Gaia's getting it's very biblical times. It's very, very biblical times. that we're living in at the moment. So expect more earthquakes and that type of thing. Burning fire on an island. Fire. And I'm also getting island. Flames and fire. More riots to come. Lots of marching in the UK. The NHS will change. It has to change. It will go privatised. It will go into 3-tier system. This is what I see. They're in no hurry to shut the borders down in the UK or the US at the moment. I think this is going to carry on for a little while. But I do see the Tory government in trouble, and I see a lot more scandals to come out. I'm just jumping backwards and forwards here. This is really strange. I'm getting, what's it called? I can't think what it's called. It's not the White House, it's the other place. I'm very drawn to it's not Congress. It's not the White House, it's somewhere else. It's got that funny shaped building. Do you know what I mean, guys? Is it the Pentagon? Yeah, the Pentagon. Where there'll be big news with around Biden, there's also going to be big news coming from the Pentagon. All right? Where there'll be big news to do with around Biden, at the same time there's going to be big news to do with the Pentagon. Interesting. Have you heard my tummy gurgling? See, it's all very strange in this crystal ball tonight because there's so many different timelines. And basically, if it doesn't run the way they want it to, America could split into two and laws could change. If they get their own way, it'll stay the same. But if it doesn't go their own way, laws are going to change and the US could split into two, which could affect the Canadian land, Alaska, and it could change flags. I'm reading sort of two different timelines here and I don't know why. So it doesn't mean it's a definite, but I'm just being shown that. So that's interesting. And I want to give you the W and the M has a connection. So again, you'd probably forget this and you remember, when it falls into place there. So the Icelandic, I think it's going to run on for a while. I don't know what's actually happened. Have they moved people off the island or around that area? Because I see sort of toxic fumes and that. Restrictions. I've talked that there could be another virus what could come, but I think that what we're looking at here, what could cause big changes, what they could use is cyber frequency stuff, you know what I mean? Like frequency, military stuff. I don't see nuclear, it's more frequency energy, that type of thing. EMP and all of that. And currency. So it's going to be like the fight of the fittest for us this year and next coming in. So the craziness could go on till 2026. Do you know what I mean? And I've always felt this 2026, let me pull some cards out. Is 2026 going to bring in the disclosure? I've hurt my arm, guys, because I was in a storm. I was in my son's van delivering presents, and the bloody door of the van smacked with the storm onto my arm. Finding it trouble, it's like a bit stiff. It was really violent, the wind. Yeah, like plasma weapons and that. Yeah, I have. I've mentioned it before, haven't I? Are we going to get disclosure into 2024? I haven't broken it because I won't be able to like do that. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like it's gone right in there into the muscle. We have to ask ourselves what we define as disclosure, because I think we're sort of in it now. Do you know what I mean? It's like a slow disclosure. I've always felt that they were going to bring in the technology before they bring in the ETs. There's different types of ETs, definitely. And there is extraterrestrial beings who are against our governments. You know, so if they started chucking out bloody nuclear, they would come in. I do believe they have the technology to stop this. But I don't feel what we're going to get disclosure is we'll never get it from the government, put it that way. It's an individual thing that we're going to get. I think where man will stand on television and disclose it, it will be done in such a matter-of-fact way. And this is where I get this saying, when the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. But I get a Mars energy there. We will get disclosure, but not the way we think we're going to get it. But what's going to happen is there's going to be individuals, like they had that family, apparently had the UFO what landed in the garden, which I do believe there was something behind that. And then they were told just to shut up about it, weren't they? I do believe something happened. Was it Vegas? So I think you're looking at that on bigger scales, where it could be towns or villages, where it'll be groups of people, say like 100 people or 50 people, or they're seeping it in. They're seeping it in. But I just think that I don't feel it's going to be a case where they're going to come on the news and give a disclosure. So it's a no. But I think that with Ascension, what we're doing, we can have that contact by meditating, because you can telepathically connect out to them, you know. I'll do a show on it one night, okay? But I also feel very, very strongly that they will make individual contacts. But I still feel like somebody's just put here in the audience, the universe is within. So I think it's going to take time before we get that full disclosure. It's going to be gradual. They're seeping in the technology. That's what's coming next. So expect a stormy ride. That's humanity upside down. I think we're going to be questioning a lot of stuff this year coming in. Really woo-woo stuff, what's about to take place. A lot of intel to come out. A lot of crazy stuff to happen. But crazy stuff, a lot of glitches we're going to find and see on the internet. Like, on news channels and stuff like that. It's going to get crazy because the veil is so thin. We are going to see them ourselves, but it's not where we're looking out so much to the sky. Like individual people will get that. We're literally they're walking amongst way. There's a lot of woo-woo stuff to take place this year. All right? That's like on 3D, there's a lot more warlike situations, you know, like you had Ukraine and Russia, and now you've got Israel and Gaza. You know, what's next on the movie? What's next to come on the movie? So I do feel it's going to be a worry. It's a worry because I always believe it's the people what get hurt, not the politicians. The inflation game, step forward and 3 steps back, yeah. Well, it's funny you should say that. So there is going to be a problem with that's lack of. Can you see how he's got the picture there? And it's unplugged. He's unplugged. We could look at that many different ways. There could be a rise in crypto as well. New ways of trading is going to come in, not just with what we know. And there's going to be a lot of bartering and a lot of... We're the creators, guys. Literally, we are the creators. We're the ones who are making the change. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I turned it off, didn't I? It's 2 minutes. Everything's frequency, everything's energy. This is what the extraterrestrials keep telling us, who I connect with. And I'm not talking about connecting when I jump on a starship, because I know there's a lot of crazy, wacky stuff out there on the internet, right? I believe I've been on one, but I believe that when I'm connecting with them, it's telepathically, they're coming in astral, all right? And I just think very, very strongly that I know that we are about to have a massive shift, but they keep telling me to tell you everything's frequency, everything's energy. So don't feed into the fear. Try to uplift your awareness. Keep upbeat. Does that make sense? Keep upbeat. But bartering's going to take place. They're going to try and restrict. And UK alone, I know they've tried with the wood burners and burning them. I think I read that. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if anybody knows that can comment on the link below. But they're going to find trouble with that because there's a lot of wood burners up here in the north. And you're going off into the sticks and that. There's a lot of wood burners. Bartering's going to take place. People trading. You know, so people who may want some potatoes, and the old man grows potatoes in his garden, but he needs to trade, and he'll take some tins of soup off this lady who takes, exchange of potatoes. There's going to be a lot of that. We're the ones who are doing it. We're the ones who are being our own creators. We are the hobbits. And I do believe we are in the Lord of the Rings. I love that film. Who likes the Lord of the Rings? So this new technology is going to come in. The baddies and the goodies have this technology. You can't stop it, what's coming in. Okay, that is definitely going to take place. And then it's a case of we're all moving in the right direction. We're all heading in the right direction. But you've got up this Illuminati ladder, right? Masonic ladder. You've got good guys and bad guys with totally different attitudes of life. One could be a devil worshipper, one could be a Christian. I'm talking secret military, secret right the way up here. But they're all working towards exposing this. So basically it's the white hats and the black hats working together. or you've got good guys, white hats in black operations, and black hats within white operations, vice versa. They're bringing it all out in the open. And some people won't like it, but this is the way we're going. People have asked us, when's money going to be phased out? I think you're talking a while yet. But we are basically nearly digital now. They're tracking where they're just trying to bring it. What they're trying to do is they're trying to tidy everything up, and they're trying to bring all the countries together. This is what they want to connect the whole thing. And it's going to be, I see it as a crystal grid. When I've looked on into the future, it's like a crystal grid energy system, and it's controlling the whole planet. It's all artificial intelligence. But there will be people who will be out of the crystal grid. As I'm looking on, 2030, no, I want to say not 2030, the year 3000, the whole planet is in this crystal grid existence, but there's people who are not in it. And the world is divided into 3 different sections. You've got the crystal grid. You've got the people of New Earth who are growing their own medication. Homeopathic medicine is going to go through the roof, and there's going to be a rise of this into 24, 25. So if you wanted to think of going into a healing business, that is the way forward. There's going to be a lot of this into the future, because big pharma, guys, will go down. Big pharma is one of the heads and will eventually go down. But artificial intelligence, listen carefully, I could be looking 100 years down the line here. I don't know when it is. Artificial intelligence will take over big pharma. And Musk's right, there needs to be a restriction on it, because basically we're being run by the robots now. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a lot more far advanced than we actually know. Question everything. Question everything. We'll have a woo-woo night on Boxing Day. Yeah, homeopathic medicine. Inflation in the US reached a peak of 9.1 in July 2022. Now it's 3.1 exactly. Let's see what's going to happen for 2024 for the inflation. Let me get a drink. Now remember, I'm not doing a long one tonight. I'm going to stay until 12. It's now nearly 11:30. To wish you Merry Christmas as it goes into the AM over here. Inflation into 2024. What's going to happen? Everyone's getting a personal AI assistant. Hiya, Luke. So into the future, it's going to be people in the crystal grid, people who are in New Earth. The people who are in the crystal grid are like walking Googles, because they're going to be like transhumanism, half machine, half robot, half man. I predict the man will go the robot. There'll be no separate gadgets, it'll be within, right? Then I see people who are on New Earth, who are like the Pleiadians, and they're doing all the ascension, and they're very telepathic, because we're going to become very telepathic over the next 5 to 10 years. This is what's happening now. We're going to start to read each other's minds. There's a shift in human consciousness, what's happening now. It's huge, huge. And it's part of the timeline, because we're lifting out of this matrix, and it's been held back from it. But you've got free will. You can stay in it if you want to stay in it. Then there's going to be the third section to Earth, which is going to be the extraterrestrial beings who are going to be here, right? And there's no borders. There's no borders. So what is that plan? We'll have to look into that, what's happening with the border situation, because I think it's a totally different thing. But the world into the future is so different. There's a lot of floating cities. But Mother Gaia is going to hit some devastation events to make the change. To make the change. What's happening in 2024 for inflation? They're planning on it. They're planning on is inflation when they put the prices up, isn't it? It's going to go up more. I mean, it's never stopped, has it? So it's going to go up more. We've got the Five of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Swords. So the plan is that there's going to be something huge what's going to take off. Five of Swords. The Five of Pentacles came in first and the Nine of Swords. So we're talking 4 months. 4 months, guys. There's going to be something huge what's going to happen with the economy. Could be 4 weeks, but I'm going to go with 4 months from now. So we'll say January, right? We'll say, because we're coming at the end of December now. January, February, March, April. That's like the tax year, isn't it? 4 months. Something huge. Not to panic. We are protected when the Fool card comes out. But yeah, inflation's going to get worse. And they'll blame it on Trump. Hello there. They'll blame everything on Trump. They will. Hello there, my little darling girl. Are you coming to say hello to the ladies and gentlemen? Because it's nearly Christmas and Santa's coming. I've got them a present, guys, and I'm daft as a brush. I went and wrapped it for them. It's a little play area for them. Little activity centre. So yeah, it's going to get worse. It's going to get really bad. Say hello. Where's your sister? Is your sister coming down as well? No show without punch. Nearly time for Santa Claus. And she's so excited. She's sat by that oven all evening as I've been cooking the turkey with her nose up against the oven, looking. You want to come back as Louisa's cat? I was the same with my dogs, but you never seen the dogs so much. Dogs are a lot more obedient, mind. Dogs are, because they have their master. But a cat just does what they do what they bloody well want. But they're babies. They're proper little babies. I love all animals, I really do. And you're just a little lady, aren't you? She's been ever such a good girl today. We've had a lot going on. You know, cleaning and cooking and cats don't like, well, animals don't like change, do they? Oh yeah, my dogs like turkey as well. Here comes the other one. Only reason for inflation, unlimited money printing. They're getting really big. They were just babies, weren't they, when they were tiny in my hand when I got them. They're prowling around. The turkey is in the oven, girls, cooling down. Haha. So you can't get it. Your dog loves turkey? Andrea, I got a new surprise granddaughter and we had to set up a quick baby's first Christmas. Oh, that's amazing. Did you not know she was coming? That is amazing. So yeah, let me just double check with this inflation thing. Okay, we've got, these are battered cards, guys, by the way, but I just love them because some of them are my nanas and I think they've got feeling. If you go into like a gypsy's caravan, yeah, that's where my heritage comes from. They never have the fancy cards. You always have the battered cards because they're worn. Yeah, they've got meaning behind. I do need to start using some new ones. But this is my old galactic card. It's the source as well. Can you see it? They are bringing in the technology. They're bringing implementing. They're bringing it in. They're bringing it in. They're going to bring changes in. There will be inflation and there will be problems. So you've got the darker side of life who want to cause problems so they can global control. There's like the Nephilim there. But what you've got to do is you've got to practice the law of attraction. We've got material happiness there. And have faith. Not to lose faith. And we will be fine. But there may be a point where we have to barter. That's the worst it could be. There may be a point where we'll all have to come together and start growing vegetables and helping each other. Friends and family. But look what they went through in the war. Look what they went through in the war. I mean, my nana and grandma, they lived out of their cupboard. My nana used to get something out of her cupboard, the larder, and then put some pennies in a jar and buy out of her larder so then she could have the money to go to the shop again at the end of the week. But they got by. Yeah, there was rations over here. There was rations over here in the World War II and all of that. But where grandparents got by. Until the Americans came. And then the women went wild. According to my nana. And they brought all the stockings in and the chocolate for the ladies and all of that. And then was it in the 50s, there was a lot of splurge of American babies, which were what came from the American Navy, didn't it? Came over here. It's a cycle. But this is huge. Did the rations go on till the 50s? I didn't know that. This is huge what's happening. It's a shift. It's a shift. So we're going to get a rocky thing. Right, okay. 6 of Pentacles. It's you can't stop what's coming. It's huge and it's futuristic. And it's a new future world. But above this ladder, what I've talked about, where you've got the good guys and the bad guys and the know what's coming, they actually don't want Trump in. And it's got nothing to do with Republicans, Democrats and the media of what they're doing and the lies they're making up and all the drama. They're panicking because if he comes in, he's all for oil and, like gas and all of that and economy and working class people. But it goes against what they're trying to imply to bring in for a cleaner planet, for futuristic technology. And it goes beyond bloody windmills, I'm telling you. So, and I'm not saying this because I don't like Trump, because I do like Trump. People they've got howdy-towdy of us over the past about this. I'm just being honest what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. So my concern is if he gets back in, he'll not be in long. And let's hope that does not happen. But he has played his part to awaken people. He certainly has. But he's had a very bad time of it, of what they're doing to him at the minute. But above all of that, you've got God. You've got God, you've got angels. But this world is going to go very futuristic and there's no stopping it. the elites do hate him. But what'll happen is, if he gets back in, you watch them change their mind. I mean, obviously, if he gets back in, could you imagine it? Could you imagine it on that night? They'll be purple with rage, won't they? There'll be meltdowns and everything. But what I'm saying to you is, you watch the media change their mind. Everything's a movie. Everything's a show. Trump has played his part brilliantly, yes. But it's not over with. The show's not over with yet. Futuristic is good, but like I say, the world is not like where you'll get rid of all the evil. There'll always be good and bad. I'm with what Musk says. That Musk says there has to be a restriction. If not, you'll get some lunatic fascists what will come along, who will try and rule all with an iron rod with the artificial intelligence, because they've been doing that now, but with knowing it. So once they seep it out, it's going to be more choices for us. I like what Jeanette's put here. I wish I could, what was it? See my guides and angels. You meditate. I'll talk about it on we'll have like a spiritual night. We'll talk about spiritual stuff on Boxing Day. Are you going to get down so I can do the rest of this will predictions before it's nearly time for Santa Claus? What are you doing? She's getting a big girl now. She's getting really big. So there will be a problem with money and inflation, and it's going to hit a peak, I would say, March, April of next year. March, April of next year. Excuse me, guys. They are threatening Vivek. Well, they probably will be. It's not going to go away. It's going to get far worse before it gets better. So I want to say buckle up, buttercup, because I'm telling you now, it's going to be a roller coaster of scandals and events, and never mind to do with what I'm talking about, earthquakes and other things going on, but I'm talking about the amount of corruption has to come to a peak for them to expose themselves, because I do feel they're going to end up shooting themselves in the foot in the end. I really, really do. All right. Now, somebody else had asked us a question. We've done the ET stuff. We've done the banks. With the banking system, it's going to drop. And then all of a sudden, it's going to go back up again. At the same time, things are going to go dark. And the lights could go out, or there could be a cyber attack. And have faith knowing when that takes place, that something huge is happening at that point to switch everything over, and then it's going to shoot back up again. But it's going to have a name. It's going to have a one-word name, and it's never been done before. And it's huge what's going to take place, and it's to do with it within economy. Will the 8th Antichrist make his appearance in 2024? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. He's already made the appearance. That's what I'm being given here. The question is, who is he? The Lover's cards is when something comes out. It's out. It's already out. There's not just him, but there's many of different sort of beings you've got to watch out for. There's not just the Antichrist. There's other beings here. It's a lot more woo-woo than we know. But what I do get is that not to live in fear because of it. I've got a good vibe who it is. But just watch. I want to say that it's got definitely something to do with the Middle East or the East, the Middle East. Remember, everything's an illusion, and this is what's happening on this planet at the minute. So we've got to follow our passions, keep calm and carry on, as I always say. Everything is an illusion on this planet at the minute. You thought 23 was bad. This is going to be more woo-woo. There's a man, and he looks quite European, and he's going to make an announcement. They might call him an activist or a far-right activist or something like that. But he's going to cause quite a movement into 2024. And it's a case of power to the people. That's what I want to say. And he looks quite fair-skinned, like mousy brownie, coloured hair, pasty looking. But by God. And this is not just the UK. This is on a bigger scale in the UK. Okay, so watch for this person to rise. The Antichrist, I don't know, but I just think that it's not like he's going to come forward and say, I am the Antichrist. That's not going to happen. He will perceive himself and look to people like he's the best thing since sliced bread, and he'll cause peace. He'll bring peace to the Middle East. But at a price. At a price. But I just think that we just need to not so much worry about that. I'm more concerned about basically who we're walking down the street past. Because we are spirit beings in a meat suit. So if you keep your vibrations up, then you will attract in who you need to have in your life. Does that make sense? Yes, the Antichrist will bring peace to the Middle East. But he'll have a price to pay. He's already exposed himself already. There's different categories of souls living on this planet. You've got synths, you've got all sorts like fairy elementals, earth angels, different types of soul beings. And you've got these genie type of people. I can't explain it. Tricksters. Some will see it, some won't. Yeah, it's a bogus piece. He will, because the media will show it that he's making peace. But there's many of these trickster type of genie people who are walking amongst us now. Again, I think I'm going to go very woo-woo on Boxing Day, so expect one of them woo-woo nights on Boxing Day. like a gin thing. It's possible, Teddy. I was actually thinking of somebody else, but anything's possible. Talking about Saudi Arabia, I think Saudi is going to play a big part in the role of this moving forward into new technology into the future with economy and all of that. Definitely. But the US dollar will crash. Not for long, but it will crash. That's coming through very strong. I see them rebuilding Ukraine. They don't talk about that so much now, do they? Because they're on to the other project, what they're talking about. But there'll be changes there to come in Ukraine, a lot of changes to come. And the borders will change between Ukraine and Russia. I'm being given that as well. So what I'm getting for 2024, I'm just going to pull something out on Rishi Sunak. Rishi Sunak. Do Rishi Sunak, then Biden. What time is it now in Australia? Are you getting ready to cook your lunch, or is it too early? Oh, Ireland's really... They've been using Ireland as a test island. You know, all the restrictions what's been taking place in Ireland, where they now can go into someone's house and seize a computer if they notice that they're saying something they don't agree with on social media. That's how bad it is. That's how it's gone beyond woke over there in Ireland. It's gone worse than ever. I think that they're gonna try this in the UK, and I think they're gonna try this in certain states in the US. I can see Rishi Sunak's not very popular now, but he's going to become more unpopular into... I want to say this spring, summer, there's going to be a lot of ructions on. It'll happen before then. There's 2 sets of voting to take place in the UK, and I see him getting out, or they're voting him out. The question is who's going to take the place, because it'll probably just be another Tory for now. But there's a woman, and forget as well, it goes beyond politics, doesn't it, between Labour and Conservative. Because she actually is a good woman. She's got a loud voice, and she could do a better job than any of them if she's given that chance. So there's going to be massive changes to take place in the UK alone. There she is. But Rishi Sunak's going to make announcements to put restrictions on people, and there'll be uproars. There'll be uproars. Don't forget they've slipped a lot of stuff in without we knowing anyway. Things like not taking trucks into the town now. You know, you're banned or you're getting fined and all of that. But they never ran this past the people. They just did it. So that is going to start to come into the US as well in different places. They're going to try this. But obviously the US is a different law because it's different states, isn't it? But there's going to be a lot more restriction before we have this big change. So that's what I'm seeing very strong. So there will be a lot of riots. I see a lot of protests to take place. And there's more protests to take place in Ireland. I actually see a lot of mass arrests in Ireland. So maybe there's more to take place, and I'm getting smoke. So I would say that gases, I see the police spraying people with gases. So I want to say just try not to go into these crowds if you can help it. Our country's in debt because what they've done is they've taken all our tax money and then sent it out to other places and then just brought all the foreign people in through the borders. So we are all in debt. But I want to say that the roaring 20s will come again after the great change. But I want to say that between March and April and November of next year, there could be an event to take place, and it's not just the UK, it's global. Like we had the COVID thing, there's something to take place to restrict with. But like I said, what will come from there will be cyber blackouts, that type of thing. And then known in your heart of hearts at that time, everything's changing over. So there is a switch over happening this year, but it's not to do with extraterrestrial disclosure. It's more to do with a big switchover as we go in to this new earth. That's happening this year. So there's the abundance. But the food industry will be affected. It's like you can't decorate that house, can you, without making a mess. And our house is earth. So there's a lot of change to take place because it's been held back from it. Daisy chains. Will Rishi Sunak's health be okay? Oh, I feel he's fit as a lop. I think he's just a prick, but I think he's fit as a lop. Yeah. Ireland is not Ireland anymore. Exactly. Well, my grandfather, who was Irish, would be turning in his grave. And your grandfather, Hazeltine, wouldn't have put up with that. Exactly. It's terrible. It's shocking. Oh, yes. I knew I was going to look into something else before I looked into Biden. Sadiq Khan. If anybody doesn't know who Sadiq Khan is, he's the mayor of London. Muslim. And, yeah. I think he's Muslim, isn't he? Let me have a look. Sadiq Khan. Is he married? I don't think he's having a very good time of it emotionally at the minute, him. Interesting. Documents, papers to come out March, April. Scandals and affairs, and something to do with his signature. Now, I'm not saying that's connected with Sadiq Khan, but it could be something what comes out in UK Parliament around about this, or the US even, but it's just what they're giving us, round about the same time this change is coming out with Sadiq Khan. No, I see him leaving and I see somebody else stepping in. Didn't Boris used to be the mayor of London? Am I getting mixed up? Have we ever had a mayor, like a woman mayor? Is it a mayoress? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, Boris was our Prime Minister, but he used to be the mayor. He used to be the mayor of London, I'm sure he did. He used to cycle around London on his bicycle. Great change to take place. Sadiq Khan, 10 of Swords. Trying to get some, when's he going to leave? March, April. Let's readdress this and remind me on March, April and see if there's any big changes by then. But I predict by March, April. I don't know if they're voting him to push him out or there's changes or there's something for him to step down. But I want to see there's big changes to come in around Rishi Sunak just before there's changes to come in with him. Okay, with the other one. All right, Khan, whatever he's called. All right, the Mayor of London. Big changes coming in around Rishi Sunak before there's changes coming in around the Mayor of London. Right, let's pull some cards out on Biden. Ireland is the storytellers and the writers. They need free speech. Exactly. I'm going to do Biden now. Okay. He always reminds us of Beaker off the Muppet Show. But do you remember? Do 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 do. He just reminds us of Beaker, little Beaker off the Muppet Show. The show must go on. That's a woman in the right. That is interesting. So we've got that is possibly Kamala Harris. Yeah, I used to like watching the Muppet Show. Did you used to watch that when you was a kid? I used to love it. Kermie and Miss Piggy. We've got the Three of Rocks. Seven of Pentacles. And the Moon card. Something's not what it seems. Changes to come in. Seven of Pentacles, Three of Rods. 4 weeks. 4 weeks changes. Or announcements coming in 4 weeks from now. A lot of deceit here. A lot of deceit. Things aren't what they are shown to be. Seven of Swords. This has just recently happened, and this is what I'm picking up, and I don't know if this is connected with his wife Jill or his... They're not handlers, are they? They're like handlers? Is that the case? People who are plugging him in. Anyway, people who are around him are trying to, they've convinced him that he needs to leave, but this is not being put out in public type of thing. And I think he's managed to decide that he's going to do that. But I don't know how this is going to happen. Because my guides keep saying that history is going to repeat itself. So it's possible he could try and run. It's very, very possible. You see, both these old men, Biden and Trump, aren't going to be in for much longer or about for much longer. They've got a plan that they're going to maneuver him out and then get somebody else in. And it's a dark woman. That would be interesting, Border Collie. How I've said that history is going to repeat itself. And what Border Collie's put here is Hillary and Trump. Yeah, that would be hilarious, wouldn't it? But then you've got Biden and Trump. So that could be history repeating itself. Could mean many things, couldn't it? But it's as if that they've got a woman in the background to maneuver in. Like a woman's coming up in the background here. He's tired. But things aren't all what it seems either. Let's see if it's Michelle Obama. Obama? Is it Obama? Obama. And then we're going to call it the night. I don't know. I'm not sure. Michelle Obama. This is interesting. She's got the ISIS inspiration there. Remember, we're spirit beings in a meat suit, so I think there's an old soul in there with her. No matter what you think, what gender she is or whatever. You know what I mean? I personally think she's a woman, but there's people out there who think she's otherwise. But that's by the by. What I'm saying to you is she's an old spirit. But I'm actually thinking there's another woman here. It's not just... I don't know about her. I'm unsure at the minute. Unsure. Black and white. I wonder if it could be two women. One's white, one's black. I'm not sure at the moment. There's another woman here. All right? It's not just her. I don't know why DeSantis is coming in here very strong. I don't know why I'm getting, maybe there's going to be an uprising with him into next year. A lot of shocks to come out, There's a lot of shocks. And yeah, an uprising with DeSantis as well. But I mean, I think it's just a case of, it's all about control. It's all about greed. But watch for things to fall into place, definitely. But I'm getting March, April's going to be massive on many different levels. 3 to 4 weeks is a big one for events to come off, changes to take place. We have to stay vigilant. And if you're living in certain parts of the US, watch with them initials that I gave you earlier on. Was it OAM? I might have. In T, in V. These are towns or places where you have to be careful of because of the problems with the gun thing. Could it be, I'll ask one more question, could it be Hillary and Kamala? Yes. It's not a definite, but I got a yes. But then I've just seen a flash of Trump there, standing there with his red tie, smiling. I am telling you now, right, and I'm going to leave it here till Sunday night till we'll come back and we're going to look at it again. It is going to be a storm of a century. It's going to be the storm of the century for this next election. All right. So we just need to shocks to take place as well. Say like if they did imprison Trump, and I'm not saying they would or they could, right? Because they've just run amok, haven't they? They're running amok at the minute, and they've gone rogue. Anything's possible with what they could do. He could still run. He could still win or win. So it's a roller coaster. It's up and down, and it's between now. April, May is going to be huge. 3 weeks from now is going to be huge. But not to feed into the fear. Try to prep. We could have food shortages. In March, April's also going to bring big court cases, and I'm going to say this again. I've said it many times before. It's going to open up old court cases. Sometimes you have to let the enemy go so far to push so badly to then expose themselves. And that's what I feel what's going to happen. They have to go so far to then shoot themselves in the foot to expose themselves. And it's going to open up old cases from the past. Old cases from the past. It's coming in very, very strong. So I hope that's helped. But look at that. Look, I want to leave you with this. Ace of Rods. Look at the butterfly. Look at the hope. Look at the new earth. You look at that and you look at the... It's like summer solstice, Stonehenge, which will be in the UK. Into the summer is going to be interesting, but we're taking back our power. Don't forget, we're all ascending. We're all becoming more telepathic. So be so careful what you're thinking, what you're feeling, because it's like spells. That is beautiful when I look at that. I'm just going to ask one more little question here. Has Trump got a good chance to win for the next election? You get that eye of the tiger. Whoops. There he is. There's Trump. Look at that. That's like the Democrats. Look at the way they're like running away like that, like scurrying away. They've got like something in their hands there. I'm not very happy. He's got a good chance. He's got a good chance. I'm not saying it's a definite, but he's got a good chance. Karma is what's taking place on this planet at the minute. And it's going on in the political front. It's going on as we are witnessing it with war situations. Everyone's playing out their karma. We are healing our ancestral roots. In this repeated war game, what's been going on throughout centuries, it's going to hit a peak into 2024. But what I do get is that we as the people, right, even though we're up against all this satanic stuff, all this nasty stuff, we as the people are becoming back more in alignment. We are shifting. We are taking back our power. And it's going to be a word that a lot of people are going to be using in the truth community, in the healing situations, you know, like in the groups and stuff like that. Everyone's going to be talking about it, and it's a new way of thinking. It's got a certain word, and I'm going to leave that one with you. I would say it's going to be epic 2024. Grab your popcorn, guys. Grab your popcorn and hold on to your hats. It's going to be epic. But I just think that we will be all right, but we're going to just have to find the warrior within we. Prep with your popcorn. All right. Is popcorn nutritious, or is it just full of sugar? I don't know. It's corn, isn't it? So it's bound to be some nutrition in it. But happy Christmas, guys. It's now 12:13 a.m. over here in the UK. And yay! Happy Christmas. And to the ones who are sitting there on their own, worried or sad, I send you lots and lots of love. All right. Remember, nothing stays, nothing sticks. Energy shifts all the time. All right. And lots of love. And tomorrow is always another day. And to the ones who don't practice Christmas, happy holidays. I just want to say happy, happy, happy. And just think of me cooking tomorrow in here. It's going to be like Father Ted in this house. I've got, if anybody doesn't know who Father Ted is, you'll have to watch it. It's hilarious. It's an Irish sitcom. You can get it up on YouTube and that. So I'll be like Father Ted. Adam's going to be like Father Dougal, and I've got Father Jack coming around. That's my dad. So it's going to be fun and games in here. But blessings, and I'll see you Boxing Day. And Merry Christmas, guys. And I'm off to, I think I'm going to have a little drink. And I'll see you soon. Good night. Stay safe. Stay strong. Stay blessed. Yeah, it's the 26th Boxing Day, 11 p.m. UK time. And may the force be with you all. And Godspeed. See you soon. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. See you soon now. Merry Christmas.